Hello everyone, I'm Revati and welcome to my crafty space. Today's video is a live recording from my AECP class that we had on May 23rd, and I would absolutely love for you to join me for my upcoming workshops as well. Be sure to check out the description box below and the pinned comments for all the details on the future classes and workshops. And here's a little bonus: if you sign up for my educators workshop early, you also receive a 20% discount code on the supply list, which is always a fun perk. I really hope you'll join me. Also, don't miss the very end of the video because I'll be sharing the cards that I plan on creating during the month of June, and I'm really excited about them. Now, since this is a live class recording, it's a bit of a longer video. It's not just card making techniques, but there's a lot of chatting and fun with my crafty friends. So I definitely recommend watching it at 2x speed so that you don't miss any of the tips and techniques along the way. And I do want to apologize if the audio isn't absolutely perfect. All right, let's jump right in and get crafty.
So I didn't add it to my card bases because I just wanted to show you guys that even I have added very little foam tape. So there's not a lot of bulk in this. So it's easy to mail out.
Yeah.
So, and if you directly place it on a card base, it'll be like just one more card base thick. So for me, I think I would use just one postage if I was supposed to mail this out to people. So, and I've used the stellar sequences. That's why it's not very bulky. And I didn't use the alternate foam tape that I have because I feel this is a lot more bulkier than the regular foam tape that I get from Amazon. So for this card, I use just the Amazon foam tape, which is a lot less bulky. I'm not sure if Altenew has like a less bulky foam tape. Do they have just one size?
No, they have, they have others, but in different widths as
With
well.
Yeah. Okay. So a very clean and simple card, but we will be doing splattering. So all of my classes will have some kind of splatters and yeah, and we will do it. Okay. So this one here, the flower that I'm using is from the Garden Gala. Now this particular set has two flowers, but I used the thinner one because I wanted more of my window to be seen. That's the reason I didn't use this. But I, out of these two, I think I love this one more than this one. But then I really wanted something that will also show
I
my,
love it on there. That looks great.
yeah.
I'm so excited to use this set.
So if you guys don't have this particular set and you're using any other set, just make sure there's a little space where you can see the window. All right. So that, and again, it's the whole kit. So behind I have the Garden Gala embossing folder, and then we've stenciled ink blending through with the stenciling. So I will, here I've used red and yellow, but for our card today, I will show you pink and yellow. You can do any colors that you want. And background, I'll keep the same, which is green and yellow, which is the green from my stem and the yellow on the edge of the flowers. So that'll be same, but then again, if you want to change your background color, you're free to do that. And for the window again, I'm using the nested dome die. You can use circles, rectangles, or any nesting dies that you have. Why nesting is because I will be creating a little frame. That's the only reason I am using nesting. But then if you don't want a frame around your window, absolutely up to you. So this is our card for today. Let's get started with the focal point. So I will I'll just first go ahead and stamp the flower onto.
Do you hear anything?
Uh,
Do you hear anything?
all good?
Yeah.
Someone's
Okay, someone.
not muted.
All right. Okay, got it. Right. Okay. So I'll keep the card here just in case, like, if anybody wants to see. Okay, so we'll start with the flower. And I will be stamping it with a pigment ink because I'm going to add embossing powder over it. But if you don't like embossing powder and that
You hear it? Yeah.
you can use your dye.
Yeah. You have a woman talking, right?
Mute.
Yes, that's me talking.
Yeah.
Do you know how to mute your mic? Whoever it is, I'm not sure who it is.
I don't see who that is. So
Okay.
I don't know where my embossing folder is.
so if you don't have the same embossing folder, you can use any embossing folder you have, which so basic idea is just have a little texture in your inside the window instead of
No,
having
of course I have it. I just couldn't find it, but I have found
Oh yes. I mean
it.
we've all been there. Like there have been
Every
times
day.
where
Every
things are
day.
kept right in front of me and I'm like, okay, where's my ink pad? Where's my heat gun?
It's on my hand. That's where it
Yes,
is.
yes, it's in my hand, but then where is my heat gun?
Right.
So yeah, you're good. Okay. And don't forget anti-static powder tool if you're going to be heat embossing it.
Good
Open.
reminder.
Okay.
Nothing open. Okay.
So I'm using my pigment ink.
This one would work. You're embossing it with clear, I'm assuming.
Yes, I will. You can also use black embossing powder. Black on black also gives good result, but then I am using just clear embossing powder.
This.
I think black on black gives a little more crisp and darker impression.
You also have to worry about stray flecks if you're using white paper.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
I'm so glad to use this set.
I love the set. I think I have created so many cards. We had like this gift swap party happening today with our neighbors. So you make something handmade, and like there were 11 of us. So each one of us makes 11 different items. And I think I
nice.
used this set to create 11 cards.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I really love this set.
I love the sentiment on it.
Yeah, I'll just.
This is really good because every time I take one of these classes, I say, oh, I have to use my stamp wheel because it's all to new. And so I'm using my stamp wheel.
Yay. And it's working, right?
Yes, I only have 7 different platforms.
Okay.
I actually got my Stamp Wheel 2.0, the new one, and I got the Sakura Blossom set. So I'm really having fun with that.
Yeah, I
The next
haven't
class is about
opened that yet. I've got Mindy's class to take that came with this set when they first released it.
Which set was that?
The Sakura set, the
Oh, yeah.
On the
anniversary
Anniversary set.
on the Sakura set, I went and I put the stamp on the top, the wheel part of it, and then I just used my glass bat, put it all down, and just pushed it down because I was like, because it still goes off the edge. I was like, we're just gonna do it this way. It did it pretty well.
It works well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that right off my desk. I lay it upside down and do it.
Yep.
So for larger images like this, I like to keep something on it so that the paper does not warp a lot. And just keep the heat gun moving, otherwise the paper just warps.
Wiped out my jar. Put it just in time.
So I'll just give it a few seconds to cool down before die cutting or inking. Till then, I'll just clean my stamp. Now, the best way I like to clean my stamp is just some hand sanitizer. I can't stand the smell of the stamp cleaner, so I prefer using hand sanitizer. And if there's a lot of stamping happening, I'll just take the whole thing to the sink and wash it with some soap water or something. But then now, since I'll need my stamp wheel, I'll just clean it with some hand sanitizer. I mean, it works perfectly for me and it's not as strong. So
I just use water and rub it with my
water,
crazy.
I have tried water, but then whenever I use the pigment ink, water does not take out all of that.
I
So
took it out of mine right now. I guess you got to put some elbow grease in it.
okay. But then
Yeah.
won't that if it's like a very intricate stamp, won't that tear the
It
stamp?
hasn't hurt it. No, I'd be more
No?
worried about the alcohol in your hand sanitizer than I would rubbing the stamp
Uh-huh.
hard
Uh-huh.
for me.
Okay. Does alcohol spoil the stamps?
Yes, that is what I have
Yes,
been
you're not
told
supposed
my
to
It
whole
put
dries it out.
Okay, is it?
yeah,
But
you're
I
not
mean,
supposed
yeah,
to
so
use alcohol
that's,
in your
I mean,
stamps.
yeah,
Right.
that's what like I have been tried so many things. Worst case, I just take this whole plate to
Mhm.
the sink, like I'll have a bunch of different stamps on that, take it, and then just with warm soapy water, I'll just clean it off.
Why don't you try the Hero Arts? There's one that is for children's that doesn't have a smell. I have an issue with smells,
Okay.
but there's one that either one of the Hero Arts cleaners, they don't
Uh-huh.
have smell, but especially the one that is pet and children friendly.
Okay, okay.
It's clear. The bottle is white
Okay.
compared to the blue one.
Yeah, I have the blue one, but then I don't like this.
I prefer the blue one, but the other one is white, and it says that is pet and children safe.
Okay,
It's not
then.
like you're gonna give it to the
Because I have
children's,
been
but
looking for alternatives. I also have the Altenews cleaner, but then I don't know. It's just me. I'm really sensitive to smell.
yeah, no, the Hero Arts doesn't have a smell because
Okay.
that's the one that I
Mm-hmm. Then
been
maybe probably
using.
I
I
should.
prefer the blue, but I do have
Mhm.
the one. It doesn't have any smell at all.
Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe then I should try that. Okay, now before ink blending, I usually like to die cut my piece so that, after all that coloring, if just at all my dye slips, I don't want to ruin the entire colored image. So I will first die cut and then ink blend.
That's interesting.
I
Yeah.
saw you do that on our video earlier today, and I'm like, I wonder if she always does that.
I
That's
always die cut first. Like even if I don't have the dyes and I have to fussy cut, I will first cut the image and then color because after all that coloring, ink blending, just in case the dye moves or something, like no, I
Oh,
can't do that all over again.
look at what you just did.
Yeah, this way it's like okay, even if something's ruined, I just have to stamp it again. No big deal. So
Well, I haven't done it this way, so I can't wait to see how it comes out.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. And since we'll be using the ultra sticky mat, so it'll just stick in place and it won't move around. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm happy with the edges, so I know I'll be using this. But then in case the edges were not right, I would stamp it again and then die cut instead of like, having the whole colored image and then spoiling that image. So yeah, that's just me. It's personal preference. So, but if I was not using the ultra sticky mat and just ink blending, then probably I would die cut at the very end because you need that leverage. But then here, the sticky mat will hold everything in place. Okay.
And you can still put it back in the positive or negative, whichever space it is. If you
Yeah,
need that
so
room around it.
if at all, like, okay, can. So if I'm like stamping multiple sentiments, I do that again. Like I'll have a bunch of die cut pieces and then just place this back into the negative and then stamp over it again. So yeah, I prefer die cutting first and then stamping. Sorry, coloring. So if you want, you can just place this back where it was and then color it. But then I just like to hold it like this. Okay. So we have a few color options. Here I have red and yellows, but I'll keep the yellow as is. If you guys can help me out with the other color. So
All right.
we can do yellow and blue. We can do yellow purple, yellow pink,
Black and clear.
or yellow.
Are there supposed to be stencils for this?
Yes, there are coordinating stencils for this.
Mine did not come with stencils.
So
No.
we can do either of these colors. Any preference that you guys have? I usually lean to pinks and oranges, so yeah.
Yes.
Pink.
I'm big on that kick
Very
right now
wet.
too.
Very wet. Okay.
So everyone's on
Maybe purple and pink.
purple and pink. Okay, we can do that.
Yes.
All right. So I will go ahead and bring in my stencils. So basically what we are going to do is have two layers of those colors. So here you see there's like orange and red towards the center and yellow on the tips.
Right.
For the next layer, it's just the red. So if you're using alcohol.
What did you do with it? What did you do with it?
With the inks?
I think to someone else.
I don't think they're talking to me.
Yeah, I think they're talking to themselves.
Okay. So for the second layer, it's just one color. And for the first layer, we'll have the two colors. So if you're not using your stencils and if you're using alcohol markers, this is what we'll be doing. If you're using the pink and purple shade, you'll have pink on the tips and purple in the center. Same way with your ink blending as well. So this is like almost a 2-shade ink blending. So this particular flower image has two stencils. So we'll be using those. Okay. Stencil number 4.
Is it number 4 and 5 we're using?
Yes, number 4 and 5.
Okay, thank you.
So we will start with the open part of the flower. This one. These two flowers. And I will just go ahead and line this up.
I have not mastered that sunset mountainscape. No, I have not.
What's that?
The other stencil set that comes in this, I have not mastered that.
I have tried it once. It's a little tricky. You have to hold it down, but then yeah, it works fine.
I'm gonna
What
need
month
class
was this?
again.
Does anyone know?
What's that?
Does anyone know what month this one came out? I'm wondering if it's too long for me to get the stencils.
This was, I think, March or
Wow.
either March or April.
I'm
Okay.
thinking it was March.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just use a post-it note to cover this thing in. And I'll start with the purple. And I'll take deep iris. So we'll be using just one shade from each of the color family. You are free to use like the darker shades if you want a lot of depth, but in my classes, I like to use just one shade to show you how you can use just one color to like, give different intensities of colors. Like you can even get the lightest shade as well as the darkest shade with just one ink pad. So, okay. Let me grab my blending brushes. I will be using these small blending brushes for today. These are the mini ones, I think.
Those are the small.
Small? Okay.
The minis are the lipstick size.
Oh, okay.
I was confused at first too.
So for this one, I'll be just towards the center. I'm not adding ink till the very end. So if this is my first flower, I'll just keep my brush towards the center. At first, I'll try with a very light hand just to see how the color is building up. And as we build up the layers, you can go heavy-handed or you can take the next darker color. You can just deepen it with the same ink. You don't have to bring in the darker ink here. Now, you don't have to be very particular about like, okay, maybe half of the petal or half of the, layer. You can go as much towards the edge as you want or just stick to the very center of the flower. Again, here I'll do the same thing. Now here, if you'll see, it's not like exactly circular. I have more white space here as compared to this part of the flower. I am okay with that. Next, I will bring in magenta. Let's make it really bright. Okay. So with magenta, I'll just come from the outside and you get a very seamless blend there. So when I'm doing this part of the flower, I will first kind of add a circular motion on the stencil and then with that circular motion, just bring it in. So I get more intensity towards the edges as compared to where the transition is happening. I'll do that same with my second flower as well. Okay. Now I will bring back my purple and just add a little more color on the center here. You can also bring the darker midnight violet if you wanted. That'll just even it out. And then again, with whatever ink is left on the pink brush, I will just bring it and blend the colors. And ooh, nice. So next I will bring these two layers, which will add that detail to both the flowers. Now, if you're not using the stencil and if you're using your alcohol markers, just go ahead for this layer, add just the purple, not the pink. And for these flowers also, I will do purple on the base and very light pink on the very edge. I'm using the same exact purple, but again, you could use the darker shades as well. This is deep iris. Just make sure if there's a lot of ink blending happening, clean your stencil so that you don't contaminate your blending brushes. Like, just wipe down is more than enough because yeah. There you go.
Goddamn class.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
That's okay. Oh,
I'm glad I looked up. I totally missed those two little flowers.
Oh, I thought they were leaves.
So yeah, that's our flower. Now, if you
Pretty.
want more intensity on this, you could just bring back the first part of the stencil and just add more color there. But then I think I'm good with this.
So everything but the outline and the petals. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, like it.
I'm using markers, but no stencil, so I'm trying.
Yeah. So the outline, these edges make that solid, and
Right.
the insides will have two colors.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Before I go to the next stencil, I'll just clean this one.
Can't believe you don't have the stencils, Tracy.
Yeah, this
I
came,
just opened the package for the first time.
but then this came as a set, Tracy. This
That's
was
what I was going to say.
But sometimes
Isn't that a bundle?
Well, I
it
got
is,
one
but
of
sometimes they forget pieces and by
Yeah.
accident.
yeah.
Accidents happen in manufacturing.
I have one of those
This is the
on
first time I've opened it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have one of those. I have a set that it's one of the, I think, craft. It was a craft something, one of the subs, and it didn't come with the stencils, and I was like, but I didn't open it till like 6 months later. So now I've learned to just open them when I get them.
Oh.
Right. Well, I say that, but I sometimes get them.
I
quite
agree.
often.
No, I'm 100%. That's my goal, is to open it when I get it in the counter.
Or my goal is not necessarily to open it at that moment, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I could never wait actually. The moment I get my package, I'll be like opening it. I may not craft right away, but then I will definitely open it.
No, I mean for other purposes.
Okay.
You know. Also.
Okay. Now, for this card, I actually used the Mediterranean Glow set, the greens from here. But for this one, since our colors are also bright and vibrant, I will bring in Whispering Woodland. So these are the colors. So in my supply list, I have colors that I used here, but you're definitely welcome to use the same colors that were there in the supply list. But then I try to show other colors as well, which may be like complementing well with the design, or if it also gives you an idea of how other combinations look on this same flower. So that's why I'm using a different color combination. So if you guys want me to stick to that same color combination, I can do that as well. But then, and also I try to always link some extra colors and extra stamps in my supply list, so that well, you get your 20% discount, and not everybody maybe likes this flower and you have any other flowers in mind. So yeah, I like to include options always in my supply list.
Love that about you.
Like I'm not sure if this one has it, but then I have included not just this, the mini ink blending brushes also. So it's just a way, like, you could get your 20% off there. So yeah, I will start with fresh leaf. And even here, I'm using the same exact green. So the green and purple will give a little more darker base. I'm okay with that. But then some don't like it. It's just, so I had a tough time figuring that out. I always do that. So if you see, this green is a lot lighter than this green. But it's okay. It kind of gives you that variation in the flowers. So I like it. Now for this one, you could definitely add intensity using the same green leaf. But then I'll show you how it will look if you add the darker shade as well. So you just have to press in your ink brush really well to get more of that intensity. If you prefer using the darker shade, you can go with that as well. So there was actually someone who told me, like, they don't get all 4 colors from the set. They just pick one color. As like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You can still use them. You don't have to have all the 4 colors.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. For me, I never get the big ink pads because of space crunch, and I feel this is a little more easier to store for me. Okay. So was layer number 1. Now for
Did that do the little dots? Sorry, I can't tell. Did it do the little seeds underneath the flowers? Did that color that?
Which
Oh, I
one?
see. Okay.
It just covered these parts.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Now I'll bring the second part of the stencil and align it here. Oops. And we'll be using the same exact colors here as well. I'll start with fresh leaf. And then since I used reindeer moss on the previous set, I will use it here also. And there we have it. Our focal point image is ready. Now, this is why I die cut it before coloring, is because just in case after all this beautiful coloring, my dye shifts, I'll have to do everything all over again, which I'm like, nope.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm liking this, so I'm gonna have to do this more often.
Yeah.
It's a smart thing.
Yeah. Because for me, card making is supposed to be like, okay, maybe an hour or maximum two, until my little one is like, oh, mama, mama, mama. So I really have to find out ways where I can craft, like, in less time and get more done. Yep. So
Sounds about right.
this part is done. Now, what we're going to do is create our window. For that, I will take a white cardstock panel. Now, this panel measures 4 by 5 1/4. This is slightly smaller than your standard A2 size card base. Now, for example, here, if I place it on this green card, you will see a border. So this is my style. Like, I always like having a border, but then you don't have to. You can use your standard A2 size card panel. But I always like to trim my card bases, card panels. So I'll keep all the colors aside except my pink and my green, because that is what we'll be using in our background today. I can keep my purples aside and all the other greens. I'll keep fresh leaf and magenta, which is what we've used on our flower today. I will just trim my panel first.
Five and a quarter by 4.
Yes. Yeah. 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry. 4 by 5 1/4. Yes, that's right. Okay. Next, I'm using the nesting dies. To create my window. Now, any size window would work depending on how much of that sequence you want to show, or. But for this card, usually I have my window all centered to my card panel, but this time I am placing my window a little towards the left so that, I have space for my flower, as well as you can see what's inside the window. So I went ahead and used, this is 1, 2, 3, the fifth window. So this is the fifth window, fifth largest window. There. What I'm going to do is I am going to try to align it a little towards the left of the panel instead of centering this, so that when I place my flower here, I can still see a larger part of my window. If I was supposed to center this, the flower will cover the window and maybe it's not very symmetrical is what I feel. But then again, go for it. Whatever kind of window you have, you could use that. Okay, let's just line this up. Are we all good with this speed, or do you guys want me to, like, maybe take a minute and then?
Oh, this is good.
Don't wait for me because markers are taking longer.
Oh, yeah.
I get lost in it.
Yeah. So let me know at any point if you guys want me to stop and, like,
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. So I'll go ahead and die cut this window.
When I first saw this arches set, I'm like, I have like 3 sets of arches. I don't need another one.
But
Yes, I do.
yeah, you do.
I said that this week.
No, you don't.
Oh, Yara.
So I'm not going to throw this away because we'll be creating our frame using this one. So I will keep this aside for now. And since we have splattering to do, so we will keep that for the very end. And first we will make our background, the background for the window, the embossed background. So we have our window ready. We'll keep this aside and now we will create our background. So you can use any textured embossing folder you have. You don't have to use this particular one, but then I will use just this kit. Also, most of my classes are like, around the Craft Your Life project kit. So, I mean, now that everyone's here, if you guys have any other things that you want to learn or not focus entirely on your Craft Your Life project kits, that's fine too. So please let me know what you guys think. Okay.
I personally would like classes like every month on the Craft Your Life project kit.
Okay, perfect. My June class is on the next June Craft Your Life project, the ocean theme thing. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got so many ocean themed ones, so I could probably just come up.
Yeah.
So, if I could, a question. When I've done embossed backgrounds, I've always done my color ink blending first because I find that if I emboss it first, I get like weird lines and stuff. So I'm really curious to see how you do this.
So I like to first emboss and then ink blend. Why? Because is for me, I don't know if it's the paper or the pressure of the die cutting machine. I like doing the embossing first because if I have ink blend in my background and then I run it through the die cutting machine, sometimes the paper tears and then you see the white come through, the white of the paper. So that's why I prefer embossing first.
Okay.
I have tried that. Like, I used to first color my panel and then emboss it. But sometimes the paper would crack and then that would leave like those harsh white lines.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, this is what works for me. Also, I have noticed that I think it's also the die cutting machines that we use. So for my embossing, I use the Sizzix Big Shot for especially these 3D embossing folders by Altenio. But if I'm using, say, a Simon 3D embossing folder, I use my Platinum, the Spellbinders Platinum machine. So it kind of depends on the die cutting machine also. So this one does not tear my paper, but if I were supposed to use the Simon's 3D embossing folder on this machine, that doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a question as well. Have you tried spraying your paper?
I have.
no?
So if I use like a heavyweight cardstock, now this one is a 80-pound
Mhm.
cardstock, not very heavy. So this
Right.
works beautifully with the Alternate 3D embossing folder. But again, I definitely spray my paper, even if it's a lightweight paper, if I'm running it through the Simon embossing folders.
Okay.
So let me grab one.
And is that I'm sorry, I had to step out. Is that a freestanding card front she's running through?
Sorry?
It's a panel.
Okay.
No,
thank you.
this is a panel. This is just a
Okay. Sorry, I had to leave the room
So,
for a minute.
yeah, so just to give you that perspective, so this is the Altenews 3D embossing folder, and this one is a Simon 3D embossing folder. Now, if you see the thickness,
Oh yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
the Simon is really thick, and this one
Yeah.
is pretty okay.
Yes.
So for the Altenews, I don't spray it with water, but if I am doing anything with Simon, I will spray it with water, however thin my paper is.
Okay.
So yeah. And also if I ink blend and then spray that, you might get those little splotches of water on
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I always like to emboss first and then add any kind of inking.
Okay.
Okay, trying new
Thank you.
stuff.
Yep.
Thank you.
I mean, that's what works for me. So
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try new stuff.
It's a good thing.
Actually, I read years ago, it's even better to spray with alcohol before running in an embossing folder because it dries quickly. And so that's another option.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have done that before. It worked pretty quick.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So now we will add color. Now this embossing folder, you have a lot of empty space on the sides, but I want my entire background to have a lot of that texture. So I will cut my panel accordingly. Like, you can pick and choose. Again, this is a personal preference. I don't want a lot of empty space there. But if I keep it here, I know my flower might cover it. So it's just like that trial and error. So I will just trim this part of the panel. Now this one measures 4 by 5 1/4. So I will trim it a little more smaller. So if you see here, my back panel is smaller than my front panel. So when you go to adhere everything onto your card base, it just looks a lot more cleaner. So this one will be 3 by 4 and 5. So this is my main window panel, and this panel is slightly smaller than my main window. There. So it's just a 1/4 inch from each side. So now we will add green and pink to this panel. Green on the top and pink on the bottom. Why? Because it's like the opposite. Now, if I add green here and pink here, it'll, you won't be able to see the contrast very well. So we'll just color the opposite sides. So I'm using fresh leaf and not a lot of pigment here, just very light ink blending. Like if your ink blending brush is overly saturated, just use whatever ink is left over. You just need slightest bit of color just to take away that white contrast behind. So not a lot of color. So even after all that embossing, when I'm adding color, I'm not getting very harsh lines. Like who asked me about the? I'm sorry, I didn't.
I did, and I see what you're saying. As I'm working on mine, I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah,
I
but
just never did it this way before.
yeah, because for me, if I had ink blended this, all of these raised portions might get that tearing and like, it would look white. And then after that, if you go and add color to the panel, that'll kind of create little streaks. So I prefer this way better than first ink blending and then running it through the embossing tool.
Learning something every day. Thank you.
You don't have to color the whole panel because half of it will be covered by a window, but for it.
I don't know who I was watching the other day, but they did a sneak preview of something that I think Altenew is coming out with in the near future. The mini sticky mat.
Yeah, Miriam did that in her
yes.
subscription. Yes.
Yes, that was it. Yeah. And that's cool. Yeah.
That is very cool.
Mini sticking mat. How big or how small?
It was like maybe 6 by 6. I don't know. Anyone
maybe
else
4 by 4.
Okay. Not
Yeah.
very big. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was really cool.
Okay, so my next color is magenta, which is the exact same pink that I used on my flowers. So in this example, I used yellow because yellow was on the tip of my flowers. Since here pink is on the tip of my flowers, I'm using pink. Also with this technique, I get color on the ridges also. So I get that even intensity of color. Sometimes after embossing, that those ridges remain white is what I feel. Maybe I don't ink blend properly or what, I don't know. But then yeah, this is my preferred way of doing it. Works for me.
Okay.
And this blending does not have to be like super perfect because it's anyways going behind the window. And so this is how it'll be. Okay.
Love those colors and those flowers. Very pretty.
I think up until last year, pink and purple was my favorite, but then something changed and now it's pink and orange.
I'm hooked on that color scheme too. Pink and orange.
Like every time I make a card or something, I tell myself, okay, no pink and orange, no pink and orange. But then there is pink and orange somehow. So here there's that reddish orange kind of color, and here there's pink. So yeah. So now that's it. Okay. Now, once we are done with our back panel, now is when we do the splattering. So is everyone comfortable with splattering?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Like this is, I think, my 8th class, and I have had people who don't enjoy splattering. I have had people who don't enjoy heat embossing. So I was like, okay, everyone needs to do splattering now. All right. So I will go ahead and bring my.
You can bring them to the water, but they may not splatter. You can't make them.
Oh, no. You have to splatter.
Yes.
It's okay if you don't create the window shaker, but then you have to.
It took me a long time to like the splatter. I was one of those, I am not splattering over what I just worked on for an hour. Now I love it.
Splattering because that's one way that I can get messy, because otherwise I need my ink blending to be perfect. I need, everything needs to be perfect. But then with splattering,
I will tell you, I do cheat and I use the Christine Warner splatter stamps at times because
okay.
it's not as messy. I don't have a board to protect it sometimes.
You can use a marker too, a pen.
I've done that too.
I do that
Yes.
sometimes.
Yep.
You can even color coordinate it if it's Altenew colors.
Yep, I've done that too.
Okay, good.
So I am using the ink sprays by Altenew. I won't be spraying, don't worry. I will just because spraying will give like, I don't know, I'm not very comfortable with that. And what I do is just remove the lid and just lightly tap. You may get big blobs of color, small blobs of color, no problem. We just lightly tap. Okay.
I do have that.
Yeah. So if this was a paintbrush, again, I would do the same thing. I would just grab some color and then just lightly tap. So if this is something you guys are not comfortable with, so see, the splatters just fall anywhere. I'm okay with that. I am not very particular where my splatters are falling. Some are big, some are small. So this is what splatters you get when you use the tube. But if you were to use your paint brushes, I'll show you that as well.
Oh no.
What happened?
Oh, I wasn't doing it on my background. I was doing it on the frame, but it looks like you did it on both, right?
Yes, we will be doing it.
Oh,
No worries. It's all right. We love
It still would have been cool. It still would have been cool. Been unique.
crisis averted.
Yep. So this is how I will get with my paintbrush. So with my paintbrush, I get smaller splatters. There. And with the back of the spray bottle, I'll get bigger splatters. So keep this here. So if you take a closer look, these are the splatters here, and these are the tiny little splatters. So which do you prefer? I like both, so I do both. That kind of gives a good variation.
Did you ink up your cover there? No, on the paper that you're right over?
This
Not
one?
the colored one. Yes. Or is that white?
Yeah, that's the white card panel.
Okay. I couldn't tell. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thought I missed it.
Yeah, we're good. So I like to add a little big, small, and just cover everything with the splatters. So go for it.
Did the wrong side.
Now for this one, I did not use my paintbrush, so that's why you see only the big splatters. But for this card, I just wanted to show you guys how different it would look if you use your paintbrush as compared to directly using the spray bottle nozzle. So that's how it'll look. Now I'll keep this aside to dry. And I also keep my black paintbrush away so that I don't get paint everywhere. Right. Now, while that's drying, let's work on our frame. Now, for this card, I actually wanted leftover frames that I had from this. I'm not sure what color this cardstock is. This is also one of the Altenew cardstocks, but I just used this particular frame and cut out my frame. And for this card, we'll be using the frame that we already have. So how do we create a frame is, so this was the original frame. We will take the next size, the smaller size. So like this. And if you want a thicker frame, go one size smaller. So basically it'll look like this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. If you want a thicker frame, just go 2 size smaller or 3 size smaller, depending on the thickness of the frame you want. So this will be my frame. So I'm not using the bigger die. I'll keep it aside. I'll just use the next smaller die. And I will run it through my die cutting machine. I still have all of my Halloween washi tapes.
It's almost Halloween again.
I know, right?
Yeah.
A little crooked. It's okay.
Again, I have this leftover piece. I will not be throwing it. I can use it for another project or maybe cut out a sentiment using this.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think that's in our genes.
I just keep all of these like,
Yep.
in the same packaging, so I know I can use it. Okay. So now you can use this white, but then let's add some color to it. I will use the purple that we have from the flower, because there's a lot of pink going on in the background. So, we'll just break those colors. Okay, I'm running the side. All right. Now for this one, I might go a shade lighter. I will not use the deep iris that I used here. I think I'll go with the lavender field. And not a lot of ink on this, just enough so that, you can see the frame against that white background. If you wanted, you could also use like a black frame or a metallic cardstock frame, but then I just didn't want to waste that little die cut window part.
Oh, where did my flowers go?
Right. So that's pretty much it. I'm guessing my panels are dry. So basically this is how it will look once we place everything together. This one. It's a lot of color going on.
So pretty. I love the green.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place to go, like on the Altenew blog or something, where you guys have all your classes listed?
Yes, there is. There is. Let me.
Want me to find it? Or you
Yeah,
have it?
I can do that. I mean,
Okay.
while you guys finish this, I can just look for the page and then I'll leave a link to that.
Because they keep emailing me, which I love, but I want to find you guys on my own too.
So
There's a bunch of us.
yes.
Well, the hot season's coming. I'm not going to be out in the yard during the middle of summer, so
Yeah.
I have this craft room for a reason.
So I have put the link in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is our main thing. Do you guys think I should darken up my frame or the light purple is good?
I think it's good.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's pretty.
Okay. Okay, so now we will create our shaker. For that, first we will take the white window panel and turn it around because we will be putting our acetate. So the white window frame where we have all the splatters, just turn it around and then we'll be sticking our acetate there. So for acetate or any plastic, if I'm creating edge-to-edge shaker cards or any kind of plastic, I usually like to use double-sided tape instead of liquid glue because the plastic makes it really squishy and you don't want all that glue to be coming out. So yeah.
What acetate do you use?
This is something that I got off of Amazon. So I mean, they were called OHP sheets. This was long before I started card making, actually. It's been with me forever. So
Lawn Fawn has very good acetate.
yeah. So I'm just
It's
waiting for this
heavy.
pack to be over so that I can get some new acetate. Just make sure you have tape all around. You don't want any of that, acetate to move and create a mess in the end. So Lawn Fawn, yeah, Lawn Fawn has good acetate. Simon has good acetate. Simon also has heat resistant acetate, so you can
Oh,
heat
that's
what's on
nice.
the acetate. So
Yes.
I have the heat resistant.
yeah, that's really good.
And
I
I
do
also
heat
got
with
some,
my Lawn Fawn too. But you have Simon, so that's great.
I got some from Clear Bags and it's already cut to 5 1/4
Oh wow.
by 5 1/2, so that's nice.
So now this acetate is also slightly smaller than this one. This measures exactly as this panel. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I usually don't like trimming the acetate the same exact size as my card panel is just in case, it doesn't look very clean if the acetate is misaligned or so I usually like to cut it a little smaller.
hooking up on my lid and my lid is closed.
I've done that so many times.
I can't stop doing it. I had to actually move it off my table.
I will line this up. Now, and okay. So everything lines up properly. Our window is ready. Now we will add foam tape. Now foam tape for this one, I use the thinnest foam tape that I have because just in case I want to mail this out. But if you wanted, you could also add like big foam tapes. So, or double up on your foam tape. Either way works. So I have these thin foam tapes. So this is something I got from Amazon again.
Ay, ay, ay.
What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize my speaker. I didn't place my double-sided tape. Anyway, I'm sorry. I turned my speaker off.
That's okay. That's all right.
We all have I moments.
Yeah.
Yes. I.
I have, oh no.
I have expletive ones, so I try not to do that.
Yeah, me too.
A few of those.
Yeah.
And then
My expletive deleted is crunchberries.
ah,
Oh, crunchberries. Yeah.
So my little one started like talking a lot, and then his favorite word now is truck, which does not sound like truck.
yes.
It sounds
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
That
So
happens.
the first time I heard it, I was like, what? We don't use that word in the house, so I don't know from where he got it. And I was like, what? Mama,
Truck went by.
truck, mama, truck. I was like, what is he saying? And then he showed it to me. I was like, oh, truck. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He will be 3 in August.
Oh, August what? What day?
24th.
I'm a 12th baby. So.
Oh.
Well, imagine having a young toddler whose last name is Funk, F-U-N-K.
Oh,
and
boy.
she couldn't quite say it right. So
I
had to do a lot of apologizing to people. She loved to say her name. My name is Kirsten Aileen, and it didn't come out Funk. So yeah, I feel your pain.
That reminds me of a Modern Family episode where Lily evidently was saying the F word, and then the one father was just like laughing. He's like, I can't help myself. You're just encouraging her. He's like, I can't help myself when kids and old people swear. I just lose it.
That must have been Cam that was practicing.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Love
It is
Cam.
my favorite. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's awesome. And he just giggling.
Oh, too much.
Yeah.
When Josh was a toddler, I would tell him to say, "Oh, epidermis." Yeah, the first time I heard him swear, I said, "No, you mean to say epidermis."
There you go.
It worked. Still means the same thing.
Okay.
The same intent.
Does anyone here do baby powder on the inside of their foam tape to keep things from sticking to it?
I use the anti-static powder.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
That makes more sense. Yes.
Yeah. So I just.
Where do you do that? Sorry.
Baby powder.
I'll show you. I'll show you, Tracy. So once I'm
Okay.
done adding foam tape to my window, I'll just dip a little angled paint
Right.
brush and take a little
on the window.
and just, at the very edges.
Got it.
right here, so
Good.
that the
I haven't seen
sequins
that.
don't stick there. If you don't have these angled paint brushes, a normal one would also work. But then if you have like one of these anti-static brushes,
Right,
you could
not you.
just like, pinch it
Mhm.
and then like add a little bit around the edges so that your sequins don't stick to the.
Yes, what a great solution.
Yep.
I can't believe I've
Dryer
never
sheet
seen that.
works also.
Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah, dryer sheets also work. But then make sure you do it before you peel out the backing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I have done quite a few things there.
And don't seal all three sides. That's the other thing that happens.
Yes.
That was one of those crunchberry moments.
Yes, I'm sure.
So
But the crunch berries were really good on Captain Crunch. Do you remember them? They
Oh,
had crunch berries. I think that's what they called them. I'm like, why does
really?
that sound
Yeah.
so
Yeah, they
familiar?
were crunch
Yeah,
berries. Yeah.
the pink crunch berries in
Yep.
Captain Crunch.
Okay. No.
Yeah, I
Yep.
I
thought
don't
you were
know if
talking
it's
about
still
Captain
out
Crunch
there.
for a
So
second. I thought you guys were talking about Captain Crunch for a second. I was like, nope,
okay,
they're
good.
not.
I'm not the only one.
No, it's just a word I came up with it, so I didn't say bad things at work.
Ah,
yeah.
I was in human resources, and that would have looked very bad.
yes, that would have
Yeah.
been not good.
That
As
was a bad thing.
as much as I have used those words, I've been in like, customer service jobs frontline, and I did not use that there. So I'm proud of myself.
Good for you.
I can control myself.
Well, now I have to because I have a
Yes, you
2-year-old and
do.
then I have to watch whatever I speak and then he just picks it up, he'll be like, and when
Oh,
his dad is
yes.
back home,
He's a
he'll have a new
sponge.
word. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry, it's me. I taught him that.
I did it.
So
Wait till
for
he goes to school. Just wait.
I know, right? Okay, so for the sequin mix in this one, I use the clear iridescent sequin mix. So this is again a gemstones box that I got from Amazon. So I just like to store everything in this. For this card, I will use Crystal Moonlight. So I have like CM, size 2, and alternate. So I have labeled it like that. So so I like to use the smaller sizes for my shaker cards. If I'm like placing sequins directly on the card front, I like to use a bigger mix. But then if it's for a shaker, I like to use the smaller ones. So here I'll be using 2, 3, and a mix of maybe one of the bigger sizes. Say I will use 5. So I'll use these 3 sizes for the shaker because I feel the smaller ones, the amount you put in, it gives a lot more sparkle as compared to the bigger ones, especially inside the shaker. And then the shaker also looks a lot fuller. So there are 2 ways to do this. Either you fill your shaker well and you take out all of the backing and then place your panel here, or you can put all your sequences here and just line your window. What I like to do is I like to fill the well and then place my back panel. That way I know everything lines up perfectly because sometimes what happens is that's my thing. I am not very good with aligning things. So if I place it here and the sequence sometimes gets stuck on these, edges, that's something I don't like. So I personally prefer adding sequence inside the well. So I will start with.
And you haven't put your frame on yet,
No,
right?
no, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. So,
And there is something on the bingo challenge for Altenew tonight about the using
is it
arches.
oh, okay.
So everybody can play.
Yeah. So
There's
now,
prizes.
before I add in my sequence, I will remove all of the backing. Why? Because sometimes what happens is you put in your shaker bits and then when you try to peel it off, your paper might trip a little and then the sequence gets stuck to the backing. So it's better to just peel it off and then you can just hold everything together.
Okay.
I mean, everyone has their way of doing it. This is just my way of. I can get a little clumsy at times. It's like Crying baby calling. So see, this is one such example. Now, if I had shaker bits filled here, I just moved it and everything moved, so it would spill everywhere. So I just like to take off the backing first and then maybe hold it in place just in case. Now I can fill this with my shaker bits. Now, since my foam tape is not very thick, I'm not going to add a lot of shaker mix in there because I don't want everything to be stuck inside. So that is size number 2. I just keep it as is. I don't even bother to remove it from those Ziploc pouches and then put it back. Then I have size number 3. Just use this little spoon.
That's a good idea with that magnet.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah. If you don't have a magnet, you could just keep your ink blending brush just so that it stays in place, just in case, you fiddle around and move it
I
out.
have magnets, I just don't have one like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm thinking I probably need one.
Try your dollar store
Oh,
where nothing is $1.
True.
Yeah.
That should be the new tagline. Excuse me, sorry.
and then number 5. Uh, Now, before I put this panel, I will just, shake it so that everything lays flat. I don't want sequins over one another so that, they might just get stuck there inside the shaker. Well, if I had multiple layers of foam tape, probably I wouldn't be more worried about this. But then since our foam tape is so thin, I will just shake it. And I want green on top, so I'll be careful with that. I'll make sure my green is on top. And I can just seal it. There you go. So another reason why I don't do it the other way around is because I have foam tape here. So when I try to lift it up, the foam tape is kind of stuck on the mat. And then if I try to lift it up, it might tear. So this way I know everything is in place. Just press it firmly, make sure nothing comes out. And there we have it.
And I put it upside down.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
I have enough pink confetti in here, it won't matter.
So now we can start decorating our front. We will first do the frame, which fits in perfectly. It's the same exact size. Now this design I like because if you don't want to add your flower, it works beautifully just like that. You can just add a big hello sentiment and you have a clean and simple shaker window ready. But then with the flower, you have a little extra element there. So to adhere my window, I will be adding liquid glue, but really teeny tiny drops of liquid glue, just enough to hold this paper on the acetate. Do not overdo with the glue because it's acetate, it might ooze out. And unlike paper, you can hide the liquid glue, but with acetate, it really shows up. So super teeny tiny.
Go with itty bitty, it sounds smaller, right?
Yeah.
That's super tiny. That's super tiny.
So I usually just I don't know if you can see,
Yep.
like just dots of glue, like just enough to hold everything in place.
Oh, my frame is the same size as my hole. I did something wrong. Okay.
And now I'll just go ahead and just place it there. There's not a lot of wiggling required because the frame will sit. You just find one corner and push everything in place. So you don't have to wiggle around with it a lot. So there. So this card, just like this, would also be beautiful.
That's pretty.
Mhm.
Looks like a door.
Yeah, you could
Sparkly
add like a
door.
little black
Doorknob.
or, a button or something like that to create a doorknob. That'll look good too. So next, this is probably the last step. I will try to cover this part of the frame with my stem. Just like that. And then this kind of naturally flows with the arch.
Actually, I
So
like it upside down. So good.
it's good. Okay.
It meant it was meant to be.
Okay. So usually I would use foam tape or double up the die cut, but here since we already have foam tape, I'm just using liquid glue and I'll directly adhere this. And there we go. Okay. That's it.
I have to say, Yara, I'm sorry to say I don't agree with you about not needing the Ultimate Arches dies. I was good. I went and found these spellbinders that I got that's nesting. They're too fat. It's not as pretty as the Ultimate ones.
Yeah, I had to use the spellbinders. They're good. I mean, I got it small enough, but yeah, I agree now. The taller, thinner, I like.
Yeah.
And well, guys.
Oh, I got them. Don't you worry.
We've all been there. We have like circle dies, rectangle dies, A2 size, everything.
And there are different dimensions, though. It really
Yes,
is.
yes.
So
yes,
It's
I
kind of
must
like
have 4
ovals
different
and rectangles.
hexagons.
yes, yes.
Yeah, especially yeah, almost all, yeah.
Probably, but
Hexagon.
unless you need it for a specific thing, one set should be enough.
Yeah, it never is.
Then you're
Said
not
no.
shopping right.
Said no crafter ever.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think anybody will be like, okay, I just need one die or
Well, when I was trying to
I
be
would.
economical, I did. I was going with one but then I realized I needed different sizes.
Yara,
different
you're a
things.
special case, dear.
She is.
Yes, hold on to that because you're a unicorn.
Yes.
No, it's just that I don't think that we need everything.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Oh, we don't need everything.
That's the
But
whole
it's up
thing.
to each person. Yeah.
That's
That's
absolutely
true.
right. We
But a lot.
definitely don't need everything, but then, well, it doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't work like that. Oh, God.
No, we don't need anything, and I don't want everything.
Oh, well.
That's
I
what
know the
makes you
difference
so
between need
special.
and want, and I only have one craft room. and getting everything.
Well, Yara, I don't even have a craft room. I'm in a den space. But I still need and want everything. So, well, that's it, guys. Our shaker is ready. I just placed a sentiment strip. There, you could also use a bigger sentiment strip, but that kind of covers it. So I prefer adding a strip instead. And that's our project for today. I can just go ahead and glue this to my card base.
Oh, where's my card base? There it is.
Yara, that's your superpower. Not to want everything is, I mean, that's
But
wonderful.
I think she wants everything. It's just she knows she
No.
doesn't need everything. That's where I was going. I want everything, but I
Yeah.
don't need everything.
Right.
Let's still
No,
Oh
get
no, actually,
everything.
I don't want everything.
Okay.
Right.
I knew that.
I've
Yeah, I
been
know her.
crafting
I know
long
her.
enough that I realize
You,
I don't want everything.
you know what you like, and that's what you do.
Absolutely.
I know you. And I love you.
All right. So that's it, guys. This is
Yay.
the card for today.
Yay.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
the bulk I was talking about, this is the reason I didn't put this on a card base so that I can show you. This
Yeah.
is the bulk we have. So it's okay to go with just a single postage, not a lot. This one is just, so this is how your completed card will look.
So pretty.
And we have shaker, we have dimension inside the shaker, a lot of color. And I'm loving it, actually. This is what we will
Yay!
be doing
Pretty.
for our
Oh.
next class.
That looks beautiful.
And I just got the arched foliage and I'm very excited.
Oh, I love it.
Me
It's a
too.
great set.
It came during Aditi's class.
Oh, that's what one of the things that came.
Yes.
That's
So-
great. Good timing.
This has no splatters on it, so anyone who does not want splatters, I've got you.
I thought you always did.
I
Yeah.
know, but then like
Never
I
say
said, like,
always
there
or
are
never.
there
No,
were
yeah, I
few
think
who
that,
were like,
yeah.
no splatters, please. I was like, okay. So this feels like so unfinished to me. But then yeah, I mean, in our class, I will be showing another splatter technique where you don't have to splatter, but then we'll be doing it with some gel pen. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
easy
Right.
splatter.
Is
So
there a stencil for that one?
for this one,
Yes.
yes, there is. There is a coordinating stencil available. So I think the embossing folder was part of the add-on kit. I'm not sure if
Yes.
in the kit.
Yes.
So if you don't have the embossing folder, it's fine. You can use the stamp also. So instead of stamping this image with black ink, you can stamp it with a very light green to give this background. So this is
That's pretty.
next, which is on 6th of June, I believe. Yeah, this is 6th of June.
Okay.
So there is the banners and all the discount codes are all there for this one. Then after that, I have this was something I was really excited about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yes.
used the Sakura set.
Yes.
This was my
Yes.
first time trying out the set, and I was like, okay, I have to use this.
Yes.
And this was the first time I'm using the big stamp wheel, so I had a lot of fun. I will tell you, this is a very time-consuming project for me because there were so many colors and so many stencils. The coloring took a long time. Other than that, it was really simple, and the only thing was the coloring. It took a really long time, and no splattering here also.
But then you think you get 4.
For
But
this,
wasn't it Walter that did the Sakura in like a parchment hanging?
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that
Did.
was, yeah.
that was gorgeous.
And last but not the least is the
Oh,
that's
yes.
so cute.
I can't wait to do the turtle.
this one.
Oh,
So
they're
this
so
is
cute.
Oh, I love your
also
wreath.
focusing on all the supplies in the Craft Your Life project kit.
That is
There
fantastic.
are other cards also, but then I just wanted to focus on the kit contents.
I love it.
Right, nice.
Yay,
Yeah, so
yay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we will
There's
be,
gonna be so many.
so for this one, this particular project, it will be first focusing on the die cutting, and then there are layering stencils. So this might be a little time consuming. I'm not sure if we'll
Mhm.
be able to do all three cards. If not all three, I will be doing these two at least. And
Okay.
we will be die cutting all those little fishies and all those things. But then these
Your
two,
little turtle looks dizzy with all those fish swimming around
yeah,
him, doesn't he? His eyes look a little dizzy.
yeah. So I try to use the same exact colors that were mentioned on
Hmm.
the packaging.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of layering. So, yep.
yes.
And what are the dates on these classes, please?
Oh my God.
I got the one on
So
June 6th, but the Sakura and the end of the
this is on 20th of June. The
Mhm.
Sakura is on 20th of June, and this one is on 27th of June. So June, I have three classes, 6th,
Oh, wow.
20th,
Go,
and
girl.
27th. Yeah.
Oh,
So that was the card for today. Well, I'll have links to all the supplies that I used for this class listed in the description box below, along with all the details for my upcoming classes and workshops. I truly hope you'll join me for them soon. Now, all of those supplies are affiliate links, which means that if you shop using one of my links, I will get a small commission at no cost to you guys. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe.